Hey everybody, welcome to Hilltop Machine Works. Well, hey guys, it's Tom here. It's back to the Boyar Schultz surface grinder. So today we're going to start working on making the lead screw. But what I first start off with is I wanted to make sure my micrometer was calibrated, so we're not doing any bozos. And what I use is a gauge block set. This is a grade B import set I got from Inco back in 2003. It's been a good set, and it's fine for the work I do. But go figure. So when I grabbed the set and I opened it, of course I had it upside down. I can't win. So yeah, they all spilled out. Thank goodness they only just spilled right out on the counter and didn't damage them all. So I just had to kind of get them all back in my spot. But what I wanted to show you is just remind you guys, it always helps to check your equipment, and don't just rely on the number that's on the gauge block. Look at your certification that came in your gauge block kit. So obviously the gauge blocks were calibrated when the temperature was 68 degrees Fahrenheit with 58% relative humidity. Hopefully you guys can see that. And it is about 65 in here now, and it is 52% relative humidity per my dehumidifier over there in the corner. So I think we're pretty close. And going through the list, the one that is on the money is 128 thousandths. So I choose this one. And I have already cleaned my anvil, and I've already cleaned the gauge block, as you can see. So now we are, let me get in the light here, hopefully you guys are seeing this. So there we go. I was off about 3/10, so I just calibrated it. So we are good to go. So now we won't hopefully do any bozos on any measurements. So I just thought I'd remind you guys that it pays to check your instruments every now and then, because they may be off. And if you're doing precision work, or you're turning something for a press fit and you're off a few thousandths or a few tenths, it's going to make a big difference. So just a helpful reminder. So let me get this stuff out of the way, and we'll talk about the lead screw we have to make. Well, hey guys, it's Tom here. We're back in the shop working on the Boyar Schultz. So it's time to get us a new lead screw. And I appreciate all you guys' comments on the best way to attack this. And I think what I'm going to do here is I started looking at all this machine work here, all the lathe work, all the different dimensions, and then once we got the lathe work done, we'd have to come over to the mill, drill a hole, we'd have to mill a keyway, and then obviously mill some flats for the hand wheel. So all this is fine. So I think the plan of attack is going to be we're going to reuse this part here. And what I think I'm going to do is just cut her off right here, and then we'll use this 3/4 rod that I picked up, and we'll cut a piece off, and we'll put these two guys together. What we'll do is drill a hole on both of them, and I think I'm going to use this grade 5 bolt, cut off the threads in the head. This will be a nice dowel pin, and we'll put some green Loctite on her, and we'll press these two together, and we'll have us a complete shaft again. That way save a lot of time, don't have to machine all this stuff up, and we can go ahead and get this done. And we got plenty of other stuff to address and make and tweak, so trying to make this job as easy as possible. So that is the plan. And the noise you're hearing is it's raining again. Here it's the middle of December, so that is the rain hitting the tin roof, or I guess it's tin, metal roof. So don't mind that. And let me get the camera set up and the lighting, and we'll go over to the lathe and we'll start working on this stuff. So I got the 5C collet chuck in, and I got a 3/4 collet. That is the good part of the shaft. I got cut off, so we're just going to face this, center drill it, ream it to almost the size, and then we'll just finish boring. Unfortunately, I don't have a reamer to the press fit diameter that I need, so that appears to be the order of operation. And while I'm thinking about it, let me go get my wireless mic so you guys can hear me better. Okay, wireless mic is on, and let me get some glasses on, and let's go ahead and do this thing. Hopefully you guys are seeing me good. Yep. Hopefully, I just put a new battery in this thing, but man, she's already showing about low. See how far we can get before I gotta change the battery. Using that side profile holder here. This shaft is fairly soft when I cut it on the horizontal bandsaw. I was kind of surprised. Alright, let me just break this edge real quick. We'll go ahead and get her center drilled. Switch bits and start our process of enlarging this hole. Alrighty. Zero my DRO, my quill. Tell you, it almost machines like cast, really. But I'd be surprised about a cast lead screw. $500 thou. All right, we're there. So hopefully you guys can see that pretty nice. I picked up this Cleveland reamer set from a machinist that had retired, so it goes all the way up from 1/16 to 1/2 inch. Pretty nice set. So we are going to dig out and use the 23/64. And that will get us pretty close to our final diameter, and then we'll just have to do some light passes with the boring bar. I already slowed the lathe down. So and I guess we give a little bit of lube. See what we're looking like. So it ain't taking off much. About 15th hour, so I think. Let me clear some chips and then we'll try it again because we're close to the bottom. We should have still a little more to go. All right, let me get the boring bar out. Okay, so the reamer did its job. I like it when they do that. So here's a 359 gauge pin. And you can see a nice snug fit. Here's a 360. And I can't get it to go in. So it reamed the hole right on size. Awesome. So it'd be ideal if I could get it to about 369 and a half thousandths. This piece of 3/8 bolt that we're using, this diameter is measuring 371. So it'd be nice to get it about you know, 1 thou and a half press fit. If we can shoot for that on this Inco lathe. So, and see, we're at 359 now. So basically we have to go 10 thou. And let me speed her back up. How about C3? Actually, let me go ahead and set my depth. All right. Doesn't take much. I think we're just about kissing it. Let me go another thou. Don't want to overshoot it. Come on, baby. There we are. Right there. I'm going to zero it in and I'll do a skim and we'll get a baseline here. Just hand feeding right now. Get a feel. Since it's such a shallow hole and such a small boring bar. We're at the bottom where the drill bit drill, because it's not totally flat. Just slowly going down there and kissing it, trying to get it and get a nice flat bottom. And we're about there. Let me move in a little bit. Clean that bottom up. Alrighty. Let me blow some chips. Watch your eyes. Okay, gonna do about 8 thou total for each side. Shouldn't be much flex. I'm not taking much of a aggressive cut, but I'm gonna go ahead and back it out. And skim anything that it didn't cut. And for small holes like these, I like using gauge pins. To me, I think it's a little more accurate and a lot easier than trying to use you know, a real small telescoping gauge or using those small hole gauges. So, all right, let me blow this out and see where we're at. We should be close. Let me zero this. Alrighty, I'll bring you guys back. Let me go grab some pins. So this is a 367 gauge pin. It's a minus, so it's about 366 and 8/10, and she goes in nicely. I don't know, let me get my microphone down there, see if you can hear that. A little bit of a suction fit. So need a couple thou more and we'll have our final dimension on the bore. Well, I didn't show the last pass because it was just a quick skim, but I think we're there. This is a 370 pin and it's measuring on my Michitoyo mic at 369.8, and she just goes in a nice fit there. If you can see, she's I'm getting the mic close enough and you can hear her come out, so I will take that. We are on the money for that one. Very pleased. Okay, so let me get the threaded rod chucked up in here and we'll do the same. Okay, got the 3/4 threaded rod chucked up, and I'm going to just go ahead and rinse and repeat. I'll just you know, face it and drill it and bore it off camera. I may show the last final bore when we hit our numbers, so I don't want to bore you with that. But right now I have the full length piece of rod in there, and I just wanted to show you guys the other side of the headstock here. So I'm going handheld for a second, but this is the stock sticking out of the other side of the headstock, and as you can see, I've got it supported. You can do it a couple ways. You can you know, make you a spider, and this goes on my spindle there, and then you can adjust the screws to hold it, but I didn't want to grab onto the threads, so what I've done is I've made some, these are Delrin. I just made a bunch of different sizes for the inside diameter there, so whatever stock you're using, you can slide it in and support it that way. So just a little trick. Alright guys, just finished boring. This is at 370 minus, so it's 369, about 8/10. I just barely got her in there. I don't know if you can get my mic close enough so you can hear it. But it's nice suction fit there, so perfect. We are done. So now I need to get this shaft cut, and we'll get these two pieces pressed together, and we'll have one, and the lead screw will be done. Yay! Well, I just finished turning down the dowel pin and chamfered the edges here. Make sure she'd fit and not be too long. My microphone cord trying to get grabbed there. And let me see what we got. If we're good or not. Yeah. 144. We should be okay. Gives us some wiggle room. Cool. All right. Let's get this thing pressed on. What do you say, guys? So I just cut the threaded rod off in the do-all over there, and I just chucked it up here and faced it and chamfered a little bit. So hopefully we are good. Sweet. All right. So now let's press them together. What do you say? Okay, got you guys set up over here at the arbor press. I'll be able to use this at least one time for this. I don't know if we can get both pieces in together. So let me get some green Loctite going here. And let me clean this hole real good. I cleaned the dowel pin that's getting ready to go in, but since we drilled it using oil, let me go ahead and make sure this is nice and clean so we get 100% adhesion from the green Loctite. Ooh, watch your ears on that one. All right, nice clean hole, if you guys can see that. So now, let me go ahead and get a little green in here. And let's see how we're gonna fare. Make sure we're parallel and straight and right with the world. Get her. Think she's good. Come on, baby. Feels like I bottomed out. All right, let's see how much I got left. And she's a little long. I don't think we got her all the way to the bottom. We may have to trim a little bit of this off. But she's seated down there hard, as you guys are seeing. I ain't getting anything else out of this one. Not with 3 ton, it may need a little more. But looks like she's going in good. Man. Yeah. That's all I can get out of her. Alrighty, let's put this back up in the lathe. We'll trim this down because right now it is too long. And that way we'll make sure we don't bottom out going into the other part. Alright guys, let's try to get this thing pressed together. Got you kind of on the power box and the do-all. Not much room over here in this corner, so doing the best I can with what I got. And once we get this thing started, I think we'll be okay. But she sure is not ideal. If you know what I mean. Too much wet noodles here. That's what I was afraid of. I just get her started a little bit. Oh. That would be all right. Trying to make sure everything's in line so she doesn't want to get all cattywampus on me, you know. Once she starts, we'll be okay, but can't get her totally up underneath it. Alright, let me try plan B to get it started at least. Hang on. Alrighty, I drove her on down with the hammer, hopefully just enough to get her started right. And we won't have to fight this thing. And she'll go on easy breezy, so let's see if we can't get her to go down where she's supposed to without her shooting out. Come on. Still wanting to shoot, doesn't it? Come on. Yep. Holder shall go. There we are finally. Come on down. You are the next contestant on The Price is Right. All right, we are seated. Sweet. All right, guys, we have us a shaft. Let's put her up in the lathe and see how she runs. She should run pretty true. It's just that illusion with those left-handed threads. Alright, I'm going handheld. Figured that's the easiest way to do it, but look at her. She's running pretty good. You know, the threads give that illusion, but she's running pretty straight. Maybe it's a tad bit out here just because it's unsupported, but that'll work out just fine. So we are done with this. Excellent. Now it is time to move on to getting the nut done. So what we're going to do is we're going to bore this out to, I don't know, I'll figure out a good dimension. And once we do that, got this piece of bronze over here that I showed you in the mail call, and we will cut this down for a good press fit, and we'll press it in, and then we'll drill this thing out and cut some left-hand threads. So thanks for following along, guys. Well, here's the completed shaft. Figured I'd go ahead and get a good shot of it and get it out of the lathe. I think this was probably the smartest route to go, and we didn't have to really address any thread timing issues because none of this locations matter to the location of the threads, so we're good on that route. And as you saw, it ran really nice and almost perfectly true in the lathe, maybe just a thou or two off, but it was sticking out. If I'd supported it, it probably would be okay, but for this I think it came out just the way I planned, so happy with it. And I figure this is probably a good place to wrap up this video so it doesn't run too long. So hey, just want to say thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit that red banner down there that says subscribe for me, please. That way I know you're out there. It doesn't cost you a dime, so hit it for me. And like I said, next video we're going to attack making the nut that goes on this thing. So hey, stick around, and we'll see you guys in the next video.